Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad. This is the Firefighter Financial Toolbox. There's a lot of talk out there about the FIRE community, and if you're not familiar with that, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. Now this is an idea that came along several years ago and has really grown in popularity. The idea being we start saving early, we live minimalistically, we live frugally, we save money so we can retire early and quit that crappy old job. Now, personally, I have a job that I love and a career that I've got much joy from. However, it's not an old person's job. And fortunately, because of my career, I'm able to retire a little bit earlier than most people are. In fact, for me, it's going to be in about 4 years when I turn 55. Firefighting is not an old man's sport. It's a young man's job, and the older I get, the harder it gets. But in the fire community, there's one fund that everybody seems to be talking about, and it's almost like the golden grail of the fire movement, and that is VTSAX, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. Why is this such a popular choice for these guys? It's easy. I think it all boils down to the company, Vanguard itself. Now, first of all, the nice thing about VTSAX is it's a total stock market fund. You can buy one index fund and get 3,600 companies. You can basically get the total US stock market in one easy fund. You get your large caps, so your S&P 500s, you get mid caps, and you get small caps. So you get a total coverage of the US stock market in one easy fund. Why do I think they picked this fund? I think the ideology is because Vanguard was originally founded for its shareholders, and the shareholders are the people that own their funds. What does that mean? It means if the company does well, the shareholders do well. If the shareholders do well, the company does well. And rather than having to pay shareholders a dividend, Vanguard repays us by lowering its expense ratios. Now, Vanguard has always believed that low expense ratios are important. Fees kill. An average fund at Vanguard is 0.10 or less. Now, if you talk about VTSAX, it's actually 0.04% for an ER. So very, very inexpensive, you guys. 4 basis points. You're paying $4 for every $10,000 you have invested per year. Full disclosure, when I opened my very first Roth IRA for my wife and I in 2009, the first fund that I picked was the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. Now, back then, first of all, Vanguard has 2 share classes. They have investor shares and they have admiral class shares. The investor shares are a lower minimum and they cost a little bit more. At the time, I invested in what was called VTSMX. That was a Vanguard Total Stock Market Index investor shares. Now, since it's grown in popularity, Vanguard has paid back its shareholders, the people that hold its funds, by lowering VTSAX, which is the admiral class shares, to $3,000 minimum. Now, a lot of people say $3,000 for a minimum fund to buy in is expensive, and that is true in many cases. A lot of people have to save for some time. But you guys, if you're serious about saving, $3,000 is a very small amount. Save up to it, buy the fund. Why is this fund so popular in the fire community? It's popular because it's easy. The mentality at Vanguard and the mentality in the fire community is to buy and hold long term. So the ease of buying one simple fund, getting all the stock market in the United States covered by that one fund at a very low cost. And it's simple. All you have to do is add money to it and you'll get whatever the stock market returns are, minus that little bit of a fee. The nice thing is you don't have to do any headaches like reviewing different companies. You don't have to say, is this a hot fund? Is that a hot fund? You're buying the total market. And to me, simplicity is everything. The more simple you make investing, the more likely you are to stick to it. The other thing is, it takes the guesswork out of when you have to do things. You don't have to rebalance that fund because it'll stay there. Now, if you want to add some other funds, that's fine. But if you listen to the fire community, they say, buy the one fund and hold it until you retire, until you can quit that crappy old job. That to me is a great philosophy. Simplicity makes investing better. Now, are there other total stock market funds out there that are just as good? Sure, Fidelity has a good total stock market fund, as does Charles Schwab. Again, I think the reason the FIRE community gravitated to VTSAX is simply because of the philosophy of Vanguard. Remember, those other companies are for profit, right? They have shareholders. Or in the case of Fidelity, it's a family-owned company that is for profit. Now, I'm not bad-mouthing either of them. I have had very good luck with Fidelity in everything that I've dealt with them. Charles Schwab also. But VTSAX, buy one fund, get the stock market. It's simple. And I think that's why the FIRE community has embraced this. And I certainly have always held it. As I said, it's one of my largest holdings in our Roth IRAs. And it has been since I started my first Roth IRA. So for me, Vanguard is a quality company. I've always respected them. I've always appreciated their philosophy. And I think that the FIRE community has done a solid by picking this to be their fund that people use. What do you guys think? What funds do you use? Do you use VTSAX? Do you use other companies' total stock market funds? Or are you one who likes to do like I do, kind of mix it up? Anyway, let me know in the comments, you guys. Hope you got something out of this. If you did, do me a favor. Drop me a like. If you're not already subscribed, you know the deal. Hit the red button, ring the bell. You'll get notified every time I make a video. All right, we'll see ya.